done here. Oh, no. No. No, no.
Give me that.
We got trouble.
Right hit!
That's one down. I would like to die first.
Don't mess with us! And here we are. Told you we'd make it in one piece. Station ain't too far now.
Get over here!
How the hell did marauders navigate the caverns?
How many years do you think it took nature to shape the rock into a set of horns like...
This station's under the protection of the corporate compliance crew. You a marauder? 'Cause me and my sunshine, that's my gun if you were wondering, we don't take kindly to marauders. A coherent enough response, I reckon. You're clear, but I would caution you against pressing on ahead. This station... I take it you ain't met the other C3s. Me and Sunshine are doing exactly what we've been tasked with. You ought to talk to my crew. They're guarding a small barracks to the... There is nothing I'd enjoy more, but the C3s play it by...
Need something? Talk to Joy. And for the love...
Here they come! Get up!
Damn, but I like the way you fight, stranger. Wish we could join you, but I got orders to stay put.
Hiram must have sealed the door. He spooks easy.
You may not realize this being as you're an outsider, but the blaring alarms indicate the station's on lockdown. Which means you can't ever get to me. So leave already.
Caleb, we'll see about that. Nothing like a good tussle. Here's the elevator, but it ain't gonna budge while this place is on lockdown. Guess we keep moving forward. Look for another way up.
You out there, whoever you are, yes, I can see you. Come here and talk to me, face to intercom. tell if you're brave or simply touched in the head. What in the galaxy are you doing sniffing around my station? Unless you are, in fact, trying to suicide by Marauder? And you, Nyoka, what are you doing lugging a stranger into my station?
You could use the socialization, you son of a bitch. Also, he hired me.
To what purpose? I happen to have some significant problems I am dealing with right now. Marauders, running out of purple berry wine 3 days ago, not being able to bloody broadcast. I see why Nyoka tolerates you. Fine, I'll do the talking. By the hand of fate and my own cunning skill, I run this station. The Marauders may have other plans, and since my hired hands have clearly turned idle, it appears I have need of you. As my newest contractor, you may call me the Broker.
Or we can call you Hiram, on account of that's your damn name, and doubly on the account of the Broker being a dumbass alternative.
What? Everyone calls me that, aside from you. See, Nyoka? They destroy the transmission equipment, and I'll be out of business. The elevator and doors to the second floor are back online. Hurry before I have to lock them down again. Too many, considering I hired a bunch of no-good mercs to keep them out in the first place. Already, they've caused considerable damage to the station's property. If they take down the broadcast equipment... Hey, elevators to your right. Get ready.
That's the last of them, I think.
Marauder free at last. I'll get the door. Do hurry on in.
Never thought I'd be ecstatic at having the walls painted in blood, but seeing as it's not my compliments on your improvised utilization of the fire suppressant system. I would expect nothing less from...
As usual, I'll take that as a compliment.
Of course. This ought to square our debt. One hefty payment for a highly valued service rendered. But, I admit, allow me to pose my question in another manner. Why in the nebula? If you insist. As I was telling you before, I am the premier broker for all of Monarch. Phineas must have sent you. He's the only one insane enough to send someone to Monarch to rush me. I knew it was only a matter of time before he came a-knocking. Look, I might be late.
Oh, you do you? I have lost track of the number of beers you owe me.
You said that in a way that was almost believable.
I take offense to that. Just, it might... I am awaiting but a single incoming transmission containing the information we desire. But MSI and the Iconoclasts are clogging the airwaves from Stellar Bay and Amber Heights. In their war against each other, they're scrambling each other's outgoing transmissions. The bandwidth! There's too much blasted background noise, which of course has inadvertently affected the income. No, they're jamming the limited frequencies we have at our disposal. The safest bet is to convince Graham and Son. Do what you like. Just don't tell me about it after. I enjoy sleeping at night. Oh, great.
Aw, you called us friends. I'd normally entertain yourself a...
Important to you is not the same as important to me. Although I do recognize that you... Tug on my heartstrings, why don't you? Look, I'll do what I can.
Rebecca Hodges and Anders Wadsworth. They took a UDL contract back when Monarch went to shit, and I need to find them. I believe them to be on...
If UDL hired 2 hunters back then, it would have been for creature clearing purposes, round 1 of their Spacer's Choice outpost. These are the coordinates for the outpost under the last UDL contract. Is that a trick question? Of course I will call. Ask me. There are so many members. Do specify. If you try to cite me on this, I will deny. Do you understand? MSI's ownership of Monarch is technically legal, but it would give that the chairman is politically motivated to keep Monarch from being re-recognized as a legal part of the colony, and his actions as a result are highly illegal. And that is all you will get from me regarding such a deadly piece of data. Look. Not much, admittedly. Phineas has been in hiding for the past 35 years. He got in touch with Nyoka first, who I use as a physical go-between. As far as what's between us, I mean. I do know this much. There is a sharper side to the good scientist than you'd expect. If allegations are to be believed, the experiments he conducts for the greater good are in fact treasonous and for self-gain. I am not convinced as to the validity of these allegations, considering the source, but I am also not Phineas has been in hiding. As far as what... Not juicy enough for you? There is a sharper side to the good scientist than you'd expect. I am not convinced... I am not... What? No. Why would I go out of my way to intercept messages from Earth? There's no market for them. No buyer means it's not... Now, if you wanted me to intercept a certain one... How low? Sure.
Back for a rest? Space adventuring is tiring work.
don't think I've seen you around. That means you must... Well, spit and sulfur. Mr. Sanjar keeps me posted at this landing pad, so I don't hardly know anything about what goes on in town. Still, you're here now, and that means I finally get to do... On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar Bay, home of the freshest sal tuna and halcyon. Please... Swell. There's one for the logs. I'm even gonna give you your own entry code. I'm not supposed to do that. It's against procedure, but Mr. Sanjar isn't so strict about the rules here. We don't get ship traffic in town. Only off-worlders who do make it out here are sublet. They got a bait, and thank the stars for them. Mr. Oh. I got this Rizzo's Rangers Tosswell poster coming in on the next sublight shipment. Signed by the Black Hole himself. Only I haven't heard anything in a while. You think you could check... Thanks.
Laws. Can't imagine. What I am doing, sir. And how should they know what they're missing? I recall when Stellar Bay was a proper board-affiliated town with regular shipments of Auntie Cleo's best and all the cereals. Before Sanjar... Yes, free to wallow and squalor together. Free to squabble with the iconoclasts over a rat. Look, you're making me melancholy. Is there something you wanted?
Well, hello, and welcome to the home of the iconoclasts. I'm Rose. Please take a pamphlet. In it, you'll find everything you need to know about Graham, his philosophist truths, and the iconoclast way. Oh no, I'm so sorry. It's a habit, I suppose. We used to have, ever since the corporations left, freedom. No corporation. We make our own living here. Some of us hunt, some of us scavenge the ruins left by the... You're welcome to stay with us, so long... Oh, you've heard Graham's teachings. I'm so glad. He and Zora have done such a wonderful job spreading the... You can think of those two as our leaders, but they're more like examples. We all ought to be more like... Why, he's our founder. Graham taught us about philosophism. Through him, we came to the eternal truth. I'm glad you're asking, by the way. She's been with us since the beginning. I think she was our sawbones back. She goes and finds people in the wilderness and gets them to come here. And she keeps us from being... She's liable to take your head... Graham's place is in the large building straight back. Zora's sometimes there talking with him, but usually she's in the triage clinic next door. Oh, Graham settled here a long time ago. Shoot, I wish I wasn't around. The new boy! Yes, he's quite clever. Last I saw him, he...
Damn philosophists.
The folks in Amber Heights always manage to find a bottle or two of the good stuff. Keen scavengers, I tell you.
This armor itches something awful.
I ought to mention, the Iconoclasts are loyal folk. Treat them right, they'll do the same. Turn on them, they'll open fire without a second thought.
Damned philosophists.
Looks like I'm not the only new face around here. What do I call you, stranger? Welcome to Amber Heights, Captain. Call me Tucker. You here to join the Iconoclasts? Help us free... I am not a little boy. Haven't been one for decades, no matter what my mama wishes. I take it she's still looking for me? Had hoped she'd accept my decision. According to her, stepping foot outside of the house in broad daylight is too dangerous. My entire life, she crammed a fear of danger down my throat. Don't go play with friends. Mantisaurs will tear your arms off. Don't leave the city. Raptidons will spit acid on your face. Marauders can violate you. You'd fall in a sulfur pool. I stuck around way too long, ruled by her fears. I'm 42 years old, but she still sees me as a little boy in need of her protection. I won't stand for it, I tell you. Stars, I don't know. My mama's a stubborn woman. She won't quit until I'm dead. You know, that might just work. You go back and tell her you found my body beside the road, all mangled and tore up. If she believes me dead, she won't look for me no more. I hate to think of her grieving, but it'll be good for her to move on. In the long run, you know? Oh, right. I guess you could take my daddy's ring. I've worn it ever since he died. Mama would recognize it right away. You take this back to Stellar Bay. Tell my mama...
Never seen you before. Not for me. Maybe for you. Ain't that the fucking truth? Nothing on this moon for nobody. A great many things. I'll tell you what. I used to run with a squad of mercenaries here. Stands to reason. Most we split ways. Think they're about. Appreciate it.
It ain't right. How many good folk we gonna lose to our missions?
That's just the way of it.
All these kills recently? Who could beat on any of them?
A Manta Queen.
Yeah. We lost 2 runners and 5 gun hands.
A total failure, then. So much for the ruins.
And hell only knows where the Vanoys are. Nice day, huh? Come on.
A stranger comes to our home. If you're looking for a path to walk, you've found one. If you're looking for a teacher, I am one. Welcome to the Iconoclasts. Ah, yes. The first step to accepting the truths of philosophism is to open your heart to its wisdom. But alas, the... Stop. No. Spreading the truth is the only way to combat the board's I realize the board has blockaded our efforts, but Devil's Peak is an interplanetary radio tower. Surely somebody is listening. Sure.
You are quite assured in the idea that any who hear your message will not immediately change stations upon realizing what utter rubbish it is.
Graham, we should be focusing on survival anyway. Food, ammo, and medicine. Maybe now's the time to pivot.
Pivot, huh? If radio isn't working, we might try another way. It seems the captain's timing is more than just serendipitous. It must be fate. I've had my sights on an old printing press for some time. The board uses magazines and advertisements to subtly focus the colony's attention.
Wait, that's not what I meant.
Help me clear out and repair the press, and I will have no need for that rust bucket of a radio tower. Citizens of Halcyon are glued to their periodicals. They obsess over tossball and fashion, and the board, even my literary... So be it.
Gonna need to buy myself an entire Rizzo plant after all this.
I could spend hours reflecting on the secret workings of the universe. So,
Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death.
Sounds like rat.
Oh, it does work. Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, all right? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry. Did she now? Well, I can see I was mistaken. Because if Catherine really had sent you, there'd be a lot more expletives in your message. I hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been... First, my autoloader... Braxton. He's in charge of getting the fish fat, but also... He's a real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working out. That he's got his load on and I'm stuck covering his shift? That's... Wow. I sure feel like an ass now. Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on Catherine herself. Still, it's good to know what happened to him. And that I ought to start looking for a replacement. Something else on your mind? Sublight boss out of Fallbrook. Handles most goods that come in or out of Stellar Bay. Has a mouth like a ground six spacer. He and it...
Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me. Celia, will you make a note of that for my self-review? Very generous.
Noted.
But not so generous I can't drive a good bargain. Now, who sent you? Rizzo's, perhaps? Or Auntie Cleo herself? Oh. I suppose that means you aren't here for the salt tuna. Yes, that's it. Channel your anger. I only wish I could do the same. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board. Surviving alone isn't as easy as it looks. Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now.
So-called is right. We've got our hazards, but we're still here, damn it. The board took off without so much as a thought for the folks left behind.
Something to be said for perseverance. I endeavor to persevere myself.
Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious. Yes, freedom is a tempting ideal, but a rather costly paramour.
Exactly. Intellectualism fuels the train to mankind's future, but the tracks the train runs on are forged from practicality.
I don't know what intellectualism means, but if someone's willing to build us a few practical things around here, I ain't gonna judge them on account of their beliefs.
Yes, it's as though the good vicar has plucked the very words from my brain.
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
Returning to the board is your only chance if you hope to survive here on Monarch. That doesn't mean it'll be easily achievable.
Indeed not. No worthwhile plan was ever simple. That's what I always say.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
It's true, our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager. At any other company, she'd be wasted in data entry. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended.
And a Mantisaur problem, and a Marauder problem.
Many, many problems, but they can all be solved with a Bolt 52 cartridge. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting with the Bolt 52, we won't need to advertise anymore. We can stop our transmissions altogether. Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance. In the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar Bay. Do be careful. Oh, and while you're at...
Greetings, and welcome. What can I do for You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago. I still don't know anything about it, but if you want to help him, but I'll warn you, Grim wore her patience thin a long time. Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. I just spent most of my paycheck on Raptidon acid. Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth, or mantis worm wings, whatever. So I can talk to him, of course. He doesn't get going about much else. Sort of the strong, silent... Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff. And so... I couldn't! Hey, maybe you could ask him for me. I mean, a no would still be bad, but... Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes. He doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet... Plus... Not in Stellar Bay. And besides, a man with... Sorry.
What are you saying? That doesn't make any sense. Why would my little boy say that? I do no such thing. I just want him safe with me. That's a mama's role, to care for her sweet baby. This doesn't sound like my Tucker at all. This was his daddy's ring. Tucker never takes it off, not even to bathe. And you're saying he gave this to you so I'd think he died? I need to think about this. I don't understand how it's all gone so wrong. Here's the reward I promised. Please.
Well, I see you've had a sobering effect on our friend Neo. Forgive me, Celia. Anyway. I see. He's not the brightest of minds, but...
That's not what I would call it.
Still, I had him posted on the landing pad in hopes that he'd stay out of it.
I hear those rich people in Byzantium.
Hey, Velma, I got...
I'd give you a... We spat in your spirits, Velma. You noticed my mood? I'm surprised you can see... I could be seeing triple and I'd still think you're being unkind. Will you try... Anyway. This again? I swear, this is the last time... You can tell Grimm's poster came in. You can also... That about cover it.
you're the new face. Wow. So who do you follow? Wait. Aren't they just? When I get to work, most of the time it's static on account of the frequency. So, what can I do? Signed by the black hole himself. There's no... Why, did you want to see it? I don't have it yet. I'm waiting on a few... I don't know. This isn't just some poster. Of course, the only reason I was gonna... Anyway, I guess... But they lost a bunch of cargo, including my jerseys. If you could get those for me, I might let Grimm have that poster. Thanks. What can I do?
Poor Braxton. I don't want to think about it. Eaten by cat?
Here to catch a game? I'm afraid the transmit. What can I do? Really? Oh yeah, that's the good. Tell Velma that Grim can keep his poster. I've got... Graham's always filling the airwaves with this propaganda. Like it's done him any good. All it means is the top. Here to catch...
Sure can. If you want to pay me more than Nell's offering. That's a surprise. Tossball be... Take the poster then. And if I never hear another word about it, it'll be to something else.
Have you had time to... Sorry, I just get so excited, and I always feel like I miss everything that happens in town while I'm up here. Would you look at that? The Rizzo's logo is nice and bright, and you can still smell the ink on Mr. Holcomb's signature. I can't thank you enough. Still, you can have the bits out, and you know what? Take my old tossball blocker, too. Never get the chance to use it these days.
ride on.
Looks so easy.
last of them. Don't mess with us.
Ah, this factory offers the loveliest aromas. Like if you cooked forest over a sulfur pit. Hey, Max, what does your religion say happens to us after we die?
The body returns to the universe from whence it came. I'm sure you've seen a corpse in the various stages of decay.
What?
Nothing on this moon for no... You know, a tiny part, a damn... Damn. Well? Well, shit. Thanks for finding it, at least. I'm gotta... Well, ain't you clever? Fine. I was supposed to pick him up then. And their payment almost died with them. Thanks to you, I can afford another round. Cheers, hero.
Hold on to your hats, children. This ride is about to get ugly.
You'll get used to it. Give it 10 or 15 years.
Didn't you get chased by raptidons? Phew. My buddy had a key, but I ain't heard him in a while. He locked me in here, so look for a dead guy, I guess. Sure. Probably. I don't know. When I try to read things, my mind gets to wandering about all the things I could be doing instead. My buddy locked me in here. I told you that. It was for my... But, I mean, okay, yes, fine. I get myself into sticky situations. It's just part of the life, all right? Oh, neither was I. Who'd hide in a trash can? Get me out!
Phew. Thank you so much. It was getting all stuffy in there, and I was getting a mic. Now I'm out here, and I'm headed back to Amber Heights. Oh, hi, Nyoka. You mind giving me an escort back home? Oh, you're traveling with someone. Never mind. Oh, sure, I'm a runner. I'm used to getting all dizzy and... What? I ain't got nothing on me. Can do. Thanks a lot, miss.
Be careful with your... Anyway. Oh, yes. I'm going to be up all...
Try to control yourself, sir.
Have you any idea? What a question! Bureaucratic micromanagement. For our part, a bill of liquidation/transfer Form 52 will protect our holdings on Monarch by temporarily assigning them to a pass-through entity once we drop our bomb on the board. See, that doesn't even make sense. This is an electronic form. We don't need paperweight.
Hardly the point, sir.
I have reason to believe that one of the other corporations is operating on Monarch, illegally and in secret.
Those bastards. Leave us to our perils, then come back just to reap what they can.
If we can find proof, I can use that as leverage to encourage certain powers that be to accept our Bolt 52 and reinstate us on the board. You really think so? I admit, I've been hatching this scheme for quite some time. I just needed someone... If someone is operating here, then Catherine's almost certainly supplying them out of Fallbrook. Perhaps she could... That's part of the problem. She has certain...
Don't get yourself worked up, sir. It's perfectly natural to have a healthy...
We really don't need to discuss this. Once you, subtly work out where this corporate facility might be, bring back proof of its operation. Maybe some nice letterhead. Or... a foolproof plan. You think we're the problem? Have you even heard the nonsense?
Unfortunately, it's hard to have not heard it around these parts.
It isn't easy keeping a town like Stellar Bay afloat, especially without the board's backing. My, it's warm in here. Is anyone...
What he means to say is that we won't need that frequency once we're able to get MSI restored to the...
If we can find proof that one of the companies on the board is also active on Monarch, that... You have my word. You weren't supposed to look. I asked you to delete it. Yes, but then you would have known. I give MSI everything. My work, my youth. One of the executives required a transfer. I thought volunteering to donate might improve. Apparently not. In charge of a scrap heap of a city. Abandoned by the board and surviving only through the hypocrisy of our trading partners. I hadn't thought of... Thank you.
If you were in charge, would you keep the board around?
Of course. Even with all their faults, they are the best chance to maintain order in the colony.
Trouble checking in? Or you might need directions to the amenities? If you're locked out of your cabin, a replacement key costs 50 bits. Guess it's true. Fallbrook really is the best-kept secret in all of We're a leisurely stopover for the more... Man, oh man, it has been a blue moon since I had to break up a parcel of pure paradise nestled beneath a waterfall within a mountain. We've got Sublight owned and run, so you know you're safe while you're breaking the...
Time for a round of whist. Or a round of whiskey. Or both.
If you don't need me, I'll be at the bar seeing to a bet.
Take a gander at that mug. I ain't ever seen someone so adept.
Watch yourself, Captain. This guy's got eyes like a...
I get the sense this fellow isn't entirely sincere.
You don't seem like the usual pigeon. Say, I'd like to do you a favor.
You seen Arthur today?
Last time I saw him.
Uh-huh. You blind, fella? Or can you not see? Why is it every sissy pig fucker who strolls into my town expects me to smile and shout awful only nugget of paradise in this entire law for...
Catherine, you're as welcoming as ever.
Truthfully spoken, I do aim to properly represent my aforementioned... I do so try. Might try more for you. 'Cause I like interesting folks. So what are you in the market for, stranger? Well? Might be I know something about it. Might be someone hired my crew to blind drop supplies on the northern bridge. Might be, now that I consider it, I ain't heard from my delivery team in far... And I'll thank you kindly for it. If it's one that don't mind getting dirt, but how am I to know? That you won't ever do. But I like your style, so I'm willing to take a risk. There's a Borst factory on up the way, run by a man who calls himself the King. Clive Lundberg, insufferable. That aside, it's a business ripe for the plucking. Stars, Clive Lundberg, the self-proclaimed Borst King. He's making the... And... Kill him, run him out. I don't rightly care for the details. So long as Clive hit him where it hurts. In his gut or his production lines on. If you got brass knockers, you could shoot your way through the front gate. If you don't fancy getting shot, might be another way in. Sometimes the simplest solution. Then I'd say you might care to poison the cysty pigs, doctor a few financial records, or throw a wrench in the canning machinery. It'll be more than good when you're finished. Maybe not. Oh, and if you don't fancy going in guns blazing or crawling through a sewer pipe, may luck be...
Catherine's great, ain't she? She'll pull you out of the sulfur, so long as you don't mind being in her debt.
Stay back. I may be wounded, but I'm still armed. Hiding from the marauders that hit us, obviously. Now your turn. That feels a mite better. Wish I had something to give you, but I gnawed through my last Spratwurst an hour ago. Catherine had us making drops for some big-shot client out here. And before you ask, I don't know who they... The whole point of making drops in the middle of no... Yeah. I guess the Marauders noticed because they were waiting for us. Blew the bridge. Cave like this makes a handy place to store goods or hide out for us. Last I saw, they were heading back up the hill. If you got the... Me? I'm headed back to Fallbrook, just as...
Well done. We're still alive.
Hey, Cass. Knock, knock.
Remind me never to get on Ms. Malin's bad side.
How's Clive? I do hope